Hello, good evening to you. We are in the second class introduction to BBM modification. Before I start, I would like to introduce myself again because I don't know whether some people they are new to the training, maybe they skip the course video, but I wanted you to keep following me so that I will be able to handle all videos and I will try to give you what you need based on your question. So my name is Sadiq Adamu and I'm the instructor of this training, and inshallah we are going to keep training about agency banking and digital access and internet of things. Not only these videos we are going to do to finish then to just go. No, we will keep discussing about a lot of things, and inshallah you will enjoy and benefit from our training. So this training was designed by Codes at Work Cyber Cafe. Codes at Work Cyber Cafe is a computer business institute who specialize in software development, computer sales, and general services, meaning BBM enrollment modifications and other services. So this is the first training that was proposed in order to equip the agents to have the basic skill of agency banking and to understand the agency banking itself. Let me start without taking you into long. Introduction to BBM modification. What is BBM? Bank verification number is an 11-digit unique identifier issued by Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) to every bank customer. The BBN is just an 11 digits unique identifier issued by Central Bank to every bank customer. It links all of customer bank account across different banks, ensuring security, transparency, and fraud prevention in the financial system. The BBN was linked and is going to be linked to all customer accounts across different banks to ensure what? Security, transparency, and the fraud prevention in the financial system. The first thing regarding security, it makes the security to be secured because of the central identity that can be used by each and every bank in order to prevent the problems of what? The problems of interoperation. The customer, if you have one bank, you are the one that's going to do transaction with your bank, and you note if you go to another bank, no one can, only you can do because of the central entry at the same. Transparency, it allows government and banks to know your information and to judge when decision right. And fraud prevention, it block the ability of fraudsters or scammers to scam into your account or to do some kind of fraudulent transaction with your information. Why? Because you have central identity, and that central identity only you have access. And this BBN is very secured and is very useful to manage your own BBN because of fraudsters can do a lot of things. As now we are in the global age, we are in the world of AI. Someone can do something with our consent, but for that one is for the advancement. For the basics, that no one can do anything without his BBN, and BBN is a unique identifier to each and every customer of the bank. So the next thing is that BBN modification. Why BBN modification? Customer details may change over time, like name after marriage, change of phone number, and address update. Yes, for example, you can maybe female, he was a role using her details, but instantly he want to marry it. or he get married, he need to change the details. So that detail change, he must change her BBN details because of that marriage. For example, if you lost your phone number, you must do change of information or details. That one is also the issues and why BBN modification is matter. Not only that, there is error that can happen during the enrollment. Maybe enrollment agents or bank staff who enroll you, maybe he do mistake, typo error, or maybe you fill form that is mistake, or maybe the mistake come from you or from the staff that enroll you. So that one can rise to have the BBN issue. So it helps prevent issue like failed transaction, account restriction, and the mismatch record. For example, if you do transaction, the bank can suspend that transaction as a result of mismatch of the BBN with your valid means of identification. The second, account restriction. The banks, they start restriction tier 2 to 3 account as a result of BBN mismatch with the valid means of identification, which is now the central valid means of identification is NIN. And mismatch of record. Your record, if are not matched with the BBN. So I think currently it is mandated. There is no any institute that will just going to left your information if that institute is linked to financial systems without needing your BBN information. Must be the same thing with that valid means of identification that you are required to present. So common BBN modification requests, we have name correction or update, spelling error, marriage change name. We have date of birth correction to align with valid ID, which is identification, valid means of identification, address update to reflect current resident, phone number update for SMS and mobile banking. For example, now in most of the banks, if you want to open an account, so your BBN phone number must be working. Your BBN, the phone number that you use during the enrollment, you must work that phone number. You must that phone number must be active, because of they will send you OTP. And some banks, if you want to do upgrade, like GT Bank, they must ask you where is your BBN, where is your BBN phone number. Does that phone number active? If it is active, they will allow you to go and change the phone number, because of what they do that thing for verification. And some banks are not doing that, but due to how things are changing, maybe the responsibility of next few years or sooner or later, all banks will put that law into mandate. There is biometric recaptcha if fingerprint or facial data were not properly captured. So that one can lead you to the modification of the BBN. So inshallah, this is the common BBN modification, and in the upcoming lesson pertaining to the modification request, we are going to discuss a lot. So the next thing is that rules of agents in BBN modification. As agency banker, you are often the first point of contact for customers in the BBN update. Your role include, for example, as you are agent and you are performing this business agency banking. So you are the first person which people will come to when they are suffering from BBN disparity or issues like that. Because of what? You are done that related to bank, and you are expected to give them good feedback for the purpose of what? To promote your business and to give them information or knowledge that they don't know or they don't have. Number one, your rules include guiding customer on required document. Means that to guide customer on the required document, like valid ID, like valid ID, and and court affidavit, and the proof of sense. What are the details that you want to sense, and what are the details that you want to replace with? And the third one is that educating customers on the importance of keeping BBN details accurate. For example, if someone come to you to open him account, maybe he told you that he has disparity. So you are going to advise him to say that, please, you are expected to visit the bank or to come for modification, to go and modify your BBN, because of next time if you want to perform transaction, the bank will not allow you as required by CBN. If and every customer of any bank, his information on BBN must be tallied to his information on his valid means of identification. So this one is very serious thing, and it is good to educate your customers on the importance and consequences of things when they take it as guaranteed. Number 4, we have non-commercial enrollment institution modification. Non-commercial enrollment institution modification means that if you are agents, you are expected to educate them where to go and do their modification, and what kind of advice are you going to give them about how BVN modification is for at a particular bank. So this one is another thing that is very important, and is another concept that is good to know the requirement of any bank, and to give the customer good details and approach on how to carry out the modification in a specific enrollment institute. Verification after modification done. Yes, after modification done, as your agent, you are expected to do verification after modification done. Means that to verify to see the details change or not, and that one is that non-commercial enrollment institution modification. Yes, that non-commercial enrollment institution modification is that as your agent, you are going to modify the BVN, or you can guide the customer to modify his BVN. But now we are in Nigeria. Even if you are not in Nigeria, jack of all trades is a master of none. It is hardly, if you are not related to something, even if the simple, even if the things is simple like ABC, to know how to do it. But this BVN modification, even if you know how to do it, maybe there must be some kind of way that no one will do you follow up until the person who know that thing clearly, and until the person who is working in that way. So that is, so you know how to, you are the one that do modification for those who enroll in non-commercial banks, and that one we are going to discuss about enrollment institution. You will clearly understand the concept itself, inshallah. The benefit to customer. What is the benefit of BVN modification to customer? Number 1, seamless banking experience across multiple banks. That is seamless, easy. Yes, less struggling. If your details on the BVN is accurate with the details on any valid means of identification that is required by bank, so you will do any transaction without error, and any problem that arises is simple to sort out. It's simple to clear because of your BVN information are good. Reduce risk of fraud or identity. The BVN details, it will reduce risk of fraud, because of if you have some information, and that information you are not the one who have that information, so someone will use your details to do something that is not good, and this kind of things is a risk, and BVN information reduce that risk, and that is important things that as your agent you are expected to understand. So the next thing is that access to financial services without unnecessary restriction. You are expected to access the financial services without unnecessary restriction. These kind of things are very important, and most of the people, they used to access financial services as well of they have good and accurate information. That one is the important things that is good for you as an agent to inform the customer this kind of benefit. The next thing is that we are going to give summary of NIPS. What is NIPS? NIPS stand for Nigerian Interbank Settlement System. Is the backbone of Nigerian financial ecosystem, providing the secure infrastructure that allows financial banks, fintechs, and payment service providers to seamlessly transfer money and verify transactions. The NIPS is the backbone of Nigerian transaction ecosystem. It is ruled as the central financial hub which give rules and guide the financial institutions on how to take the transaction, how to verify the transaction, and how to deal with problems when it arises. Is the government of financial institutions and the system in Nigeria. NIPS is the one that used to solve the problem of inter-settlement between banks and the problem of issues that used to rise between government and banks and between banks and customers. Is the association of whole commercial bank of Nigeria, including CBN. So, introduction to NIBS. The full name NIBSS is Nigerian Interbank Settlement System, which is NIBS, established incorporated in 1993 as public liability company. NIBS is a public liability company. It's a public liability company. So ownership jointly on all licensed banks in Nigeria and the central bank, including and Central Bank of Nigeria. The NIBS belong to all licensed banks in Nigeria. It includes commercial bank, microfinance bank, and even central bank itself. So NIBS is the association or is in cooperation of the banks in Nigeria in order to be the central financial system government. The core rule act as the central switch for Nigerian financial system, enable interoperability between banks, microfinance institutions, fintech, and the payment services provider. Fintech means financial technologies. Means that this NIBS, the core rule is that to stand as the representative internal government, that to promote and make rule on how banks should work, on how and what activities should work, and to solve the problem of inter-settlement, the transfer between this bank and that bank, and to promote the security and to have a say about price inflation of different bank services and to control the bankrupt of banks and to have some kind of regulation in the financial inclusion. So this is NIBS, and NIBS is the backbone of Nigerian financial system, and this institute is the second financial institution after CBN. So I would like to proceed by saying that innovation hub, that is part of the key factors of NIBS. That is key factors, key functions. The key functions is that innovation hub develop ingenious solutions like QR code payment and digital transaction platform, settlement and clearing, ensure fund moves securely between banks during transfer, instant payment, power Nigeria real-time payment system allow instant bank to bank transfer, identity verification, provide infrastructure for verifying customers' identities across financial institutions. Innovation hub develops ingenious solutions like QR code and payment digital transaction. I think I repeated this one. So this is some kind of core functions of key functions of what NIBS. The next thing is that why NIBS matter. Efficiency, making everyday transaction like mobile transfer smooth and fast. Security protect against fraud by standardizing process across bank. Financial inclusion, extend digital payment access to both bank and unbanked communities. Global recognition, NIBS instant payment is the first Africa to achieve maturity level of African NINDA level on African NINDA inclusivity factorial. So this is why NIBS matter. It used to promote efficiency, financial inclusion, global recognition, and security. So the next thing is that we are going to discuss about enrollment institutions. We discuss about NIBS, and we discuss about why BBM modification and introduction to BBM modification. I hope you understand. So this is part of technical aspect of the training. NIBS have four BBN enrollment institutions as follows. We have commercial bank enrollment institution, microfinance bank enrollment institution, agency enrollment institution, and diaspora enrollment institution. Agency bank means those who are third-party licensed. They are between customer and NIBS, which are not banks, but they belong to banks. Diaspora, any agent outside the nation. For those who are offering agency banking in another country, they used to have BBN license and they used to enroll customer. For microfinance bank, non-commercial bank, microfinance bank, like Antin Zampara, like what? Lafu, like Police microfinance bank, like different community bank. All that community banks are microfinance bank. So these are organized where you can be for BBN enrollment. 3 of agencies are within Nigeria. Only the one of these are in abroad. So this is the basic classification. So this is the basic classification for BBN enrollment, and each of these are under NIBS. Yes. For bank enrollment include Access Bank, Venice Bank, FCMB Bank, Keystone Bank, Unity Bank, Union Bank, First Bank, UBA Bank, and the rest of the commercial bank that we didn't to mention here. Yes, this is an example of what? Commercial bank. Microfinance bank are Lafu Bank, Standard Bank, Bank of Agriculture, Community Bank, NIPS, Ampin Zampara, Enterprise Bank, and many more. This is an example of what? Microfinance bank. Agency, well known, which is we agent who enroll in domestic cities and across the nation. Yes, we are the one who used to enroll the BBN, but we are not under any agency, but we are under ourselves. That is what agency. Diaspora means are agencies, but who enroll only in abroad. For those who used to enroll in Canada, Australia, Italy, and other nations are called diaspora agent. So the next thing is that we come to end of the today training, and inshallah the next point is that we are going to discuss about the concept of BBN modification technical part. So thank you patiently for listening. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for any inconvenience, please. I'm sorry because of I used to be busy, and inshallah we are going to do this little by little as how I told you. And for those who have question, on 12th December is an often handed meeting that we are going to hold in order to answer questions and to review the summary of the training. So thank you patiently for training, for understanding, for attending this training, and thank you very much. Goodbye.